Hey, what's good, everyone? It's Stretford Post. How you all doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. I hope everyone is doing well. Everyone's having a fantastic morning so far. Man United beat Southampton, of course, guys. To go up to the dizzy heights of 12th place, of course. Brilliant display from one man in particular. That man was our man, of course, guys. But it doesn't distract us from the fact that Man United were not good yesterday. And this is what we have to remember. This was very worrying yesterday in regards to Man United, guys. And you know what? This has to be addressed. Why Man United keep playing like this against the teams at Southampton and Ipswich? Why is that? Look, great. We won the game. Fantastic. But you know what? At the end of the day, we need to address the elephant in the room here. Why are we not playing well against these teams? Again, Man United were rather fortunate not to be more than 1-0 down, you know, in the first half. We could have been 3-0 down in the first half, of course, guys. So, you know what? We need to address this and we need to understand the fundamental problems. What's going on at Man United at the moment? Why are we struggling to beat these teams, you know? Because on another day, you know what? We might have not done that. Ahmad might have not come out with a bit of brilliance, you know? Even Ahmad, up until the goal, was pretty poor until the goal happened. And then, you know what? The floodgates opened. You know what? Sometimes you don't play well, okay? You don't play well. That's okay. All right. You don't play well, but one thing you do, you try and take something from the game. And you know what? Even if, you know, great players always tend to show themselves when the chips are down. They always show themselves. Even if they haven't had a good game, they always do that one little bit of magic. Cristiano Ronaldo had many bad games in his career, you know, and he always seemed to produce a little bit of magic, isn't it, guys? Absolutely. Let me read some of your comments, guys. Absolutely. Big up, Darren. What's going on, Darren? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're good, Ahmad Diallo. Best we have seen from Xerxes. Boy, did well. He did well when he come on. Absolutely. The subs changed the game. Absolutely, Darren. Spot on, my friend. Big up, Namaste, GK. How you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well. Rasmus needs to step up and try and link up off the ball. I agree. GK, so if we play like that, goodbye, it's going to slaughter us. I agree, ciao. I agree, Rasta. Absolutely. Hello, everyone. Big up, Sanjay. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Big up, Rasta. I will take the 3 points, but damn, Sal, we have to suffer in order to go. Absolutely, mate. You know what? We have to look at the bigger picture. I think Rasmus needs to go alone somewhere to development. Rasta, don't forget to like the stream. Thank you so much, Rasta. Look, let me have my opinion on Rasmus real quickly, right? The one thing, the overriding problem with Rasmus Hojlund, guys, I hope you can hear me well as well. Please, guys, let me know if you can hear me well. I had a problem with my mic last night. I don't know what it was, but let me know if you can hear me nice and clearly, guys. The overriding problem with Rasmus at the moment is that, yes, he's not linking up play. But I do want to see him play with Xerxes. I want to see them feed off each other. I want to see Xerxes behind Rasmus, but we're not going to get that at the end of the day. The biggest issue with Rasmus is he's not getting involved in the game. I do feel sorry for him. I really do feel sorry for him. But at the end of the day, this is a sport and this is a cutthroat business. And if you're not producing, you need to be left out of the team in a little while. I agree. I think that Rasmus should go on loan. I think if we can get a loan deal for Rasmus Hojlund, that would be great. If we can get him on loan in the Championship or in the Premier League or even in the Bundesliga, something like that, you know, just to develop him a little bit, that would be good, of course. If we could just develop Rasmus a little bit, you know, maybe send him to the Bundesliga on loan. But at the moment, we're very short on attackers, so we can't do that, you know. I would have loved to see Xerxes and Rasmus feeding off each other, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Of course, big up, Pearl. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Big up, everyone. Doesn't the result make Ruben look real? Doesn't the result make Ruben look real bad? No. At the end of the day, what you have to understand is that football, you know what, trial and error. He's only been at Man United for 2 months, and he's going to have trial and error. He's going to make errors. He's going to make mistakes in team selection. He even said that this game was the game that these players need to prove themselves, you know, because these are the players that, you know what, did so well against Liverpool, did so well against Arsenal and Man City and players like that. So, you know, he trusted those players because they can play so well against Liverpool, one of the best, if not the best team in Europe at the moment. Why can't they defeat Southampton? What does that say about the players? You know what I mean? What does that say about the players? Not so much Ruben Amorim, because we've had managers, we've had Erik ten Hag, and it's always Erik ten Hag's fault. It's always this person's fault. It's always that person's fault. What does it tell us about some of those players? Do those players have a mental block? What's their problem? You know, are they struggling a little bit when they play against the teams like Southampton? Because you know what? Look, my biggest problem with the team is that we looked nervous and Southampton dominated large proportions of that game, which I felt was was not acceptable against a team that is bottom of the league, of course. Good morning, Afro Super. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Ahmad is the first African to score a hat-trick for Man United. Rashford has been with the first team for 10 years, but he's never scored a hat-trick. Afro Soup, big up Ahmad, of course, brilliant. The second Man United player in general at a teenager to score a hat-trick for Man United. The second. The second to score, the second quickest player to score a hat-trick at Man United as well. Who was the first, guys? Who's the first? Who's the quickest player to score a hat-trick for Man United? Come on, guys. Give me it. Come on. Come on. I bet you don't know that one. Teddy Sheringham, guys. Teddy Sheringham was the quickest. Ahmad was the second quickest. And Ahmad is only the second teenager behind who? Wayne Rooney to score a hat-trick for Manchester United. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, guys. Sure thing. Sure thing. Big up, Kenny. How you doing, my friend? Hope you doing well. Left wing back, so the calls. Then your summer pop. Yeah, we need a left wing back. It's the biggest problem at Man United at the moment. We need a left wing back. We're struggling on that side. We really are. We're shoehorning players into positions. And you know, when you shoehorn players into positions, you know what happens, don't you? The balance of the side goes wrong. And you know, when the balance of the side is wrong, generally, it affects the entire team. And I do believe, man, that he needs to be supported, Ruben Amorim. He needs, if anything was evidence that Ruben Amorim needs to be supported, it's now. Because Ruben Amorim managed to navigate his way through a game which we should have lost, guys, again. And you know what? Win the game. Not only win the game well, 3-1. He changes. You know, the mark of a great manager is a manager who can change it. Who's a manager who can throw everything out and say, right, you're on, take the risk, take off Ugarte, bring on Collier, this and that. It's not working today, and they make it work. That's in-game management. That is a great manager for me. That is what I see, Ruben Amorim. I see a great manager. You know, he needs to be backed. He needs the players he needs, of course, because at the end of the day, we're shoehorning players into certain positions, and it's not working, of course, guys. Absolutely not. Chow, if Jim think we are fine with these players, surely we are in trouble. I know, Chow, absolutely, brother. At the end of the day, if Jim thinks we're in problems, you know, if Jim thinks this is fine, he's got a serious problem up here. Because at the end of the day, he needs to look at that. I don't know if he understands football, but we were extremely lucky not to be 3-0 down at half-time yesterday, right? And that is a problem. All right, we could have scored one ourselves, but you know what? We were extremely lucky yesterday. And this has to be addressed. This cannot happen against Brighton. Brighton will punish us, guys. This cannot happen against Brighton. We have to start the game well. And how many times I've been saying it over the years? Start the game well. It sets you up for the rest of the game. Push, fight. You know, don't just do it 10 minutes to go. Do it at the beginning of the game. You know what I mean? This is the problem I'm having with Man United players at the moment. They're not doing it at the beginning of the game. I'm sure Ruben Amorim is sticking it into them, saying, look, you know what, get into them first opening minutes, but they're not listening to him. I don't know what's going on with these players sometimes. I really don't know what the problem is with these players, guys. Absolutely not. Good morning, Earth and the Legend. What's going on, brother? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you back, my legend. What? Rashford, fat. That's what I say. Rashford, yeah, Rashford, look, you know what? Rashford, at the end of the day, he came into the Man United side, huge potential, but I think that, you know what, a little bit, you know, yeah, I mean, but we'll have to wait. We'll leave Rashford out of it. He won't be playing for this club anymore, guys. I don't think so. Amorim made the right tactical change by bringing in Collier. Absolutely, Kenny. And this is what a good manager does. You know, this is what a good manager does. A manager doesn't get the, you know, at the end of the day, he trusted those players who played against Liverpool, played against Arsenal, barring obviously by him there, of course, guys. He trusted those players to do a job. They didn't do a job. You know, so he made the changes and the changes worked. That's the most important thing. The changes worked, guys. The changes were good. You know, that is the great manager. That is what good managers do. In-game manager. The problem with Erik ten Hag was that his in-game management wasn't great. So he would take off players and it would make the team worse. You know, and, you know, look, obviously we have to thank Ahmad for the way he played. We have to thank Ahmad for the hat-trick, of course, but Ahmad was poor in the game until that moment. And this is one thing we have to address. But the one thing you have to do when you're playing badly, you still have to do something in the game that makes a difference. You've got moments in games that can make differences in games. Even if you're playing badly, you come up with that magic moment and it works and it wins you the game. Sometimes you have to grind. Sometimes you have to dig in and get the result. That happens sometimes. Man United done, and Sir Alex Ferguson famously done that sometimes, scoring in 90 minutes sometimes, you know, at the end of the day. SLD, let's go, bro. Let's go, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Smash the lights. Thank you so much, SLD. Legend, of course, guys. Absolutely. Please, Garnacho is missing lots of chances. Garnacho could have had another assist if it wasn't for Anthony yesterday. Garnacho would have had 3 assists in 3 games. He's 20 years old. You know, let's look at the older players in that team. Let's look at, you know, the players that were older. Let's look at Bruno and players like that. At least Garnacho should have had an assist. At least Garnacho's getting into those positions. We can't slander players. You know, at the end of the day, I don't want to bring in any individual player. I don't. But you know what? I'm talking about 20 years old. You know, at the end of the day, 20 years old. Garnacho's 20 years old, guys. Just think about that. Okay, 20 years old. David Beckham was on loan at Preston North End at 20 years old. So look, let's just be calm. All right, let's not throw it. He didn't play badly. You know, he should have assisted a goal. Anthony missed an open goal. It's not his fault. He would have had 3 assists in 3 games. At least he was running. He was creating problems the whole game. Amorim's selection of substitute is faultless. He's the manager and believe in the players. Give each fair chance. Unlike previous manager, he takes you off. You have a bad day. Fan, spot on, man. Great comment, man. And that is exactly what I've been talking about. Fan with the gospel as usual. You know, one thing I would say is that this is the mark of a great manager. No favoritism. You're playing badly, you're off the pitch. Simple as that. Unless you're Bruno, but Bruno's the captain, you know. But, you know, you're playing badly, you're off the pitch, you know, and that is what I like about Ruben Amorim. And yesterday, it was a tactical masterpiece. Tactical brilliance from Ruben Amorim. He took off Ugarte, he brought on Collier. People were like, why is he doing that? Look what happened. Brilliant. And that is what wins games. That is what wins games at the end of the day, guys. Absolutely, absolutely. Let's bring this in, guys. A little bit of Ruben Amorim. Let's bring in some Ruben Amorim here, real quick.
Good football, but especially in the first half, we getting late to all the moments of pressing. I felt that the team really tired. Manu was really tired. Kobe Mino. And then we suffered again in the set pieces. A little bit bad luck. They had some opportunities, and we were getting really nervous because also the 3 games before in here with our fans. But in the second half, we improved. In the last 30 minutes, we controlled the game and we create a lot of chances. We turned the game around. And now is to understand the game, to see the game, and to fix what we can fix. And that's it, to focus on the next game.
Sometimes you need somebody to step up and put themselves in the position to score you some goals. And that's what Ahmad did today.
Yes. Every players are really important because it's not just the guys that score, is all the others that help to score, and sometimes the individual talent can help us a lot. And today was that day. Ahmad was really important for our win, but he needs to focus now to recover and to think in the next game.
How important was a win today for the rest of your season?
Today I think was really, really important. More than Arsenal, more than Liverpool. Today was really important. We know that our fans want to see a team playing so much better, and I understand that. And I want them to know that we know that. And but we need time, and to win time, we need to win games, and that's what we're trying to do.
3 points on the board, and you go into the next game with a bit of confidence again.
That is clear, because tomorrow we'll focus that we won the last one. We're going to prepare with a different environment. That is normal. So Sunday we need everybody here in the stadium again. We are going to suffer doing the game, that is for sure, but we are going to do everything to win again.
Ruben, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, that was Ruben Amorim after the game. Now, look and listen to the key comment in that interview there. We are going to suffer. We are going to suffer. The reason we're going to suffer is because we're still early days in regards to Ruben Amorim's tenure. This is early days, guys. You know, there is going to be pain, right? But we're going to have to feel this. But we're the fittest survive, guys. Yesterday at halftime, I saw people calling for Amorim's head. I saw people saying Amorim's no good. This unbelievable. Unbelievable. They don't understand what's going on in football, to be honest with you. At the end of the day, what you have to do, you have to measure it up. This is not his team. It's not his team, and he's implemented a unique style of play that in the long run will help us win trophies, guys. It is our only option to win trophies. It's our best option to win trophies, guys. Absolutely. Banchieri versus Wheatley versus Rasmus. Banchieri is a very promising player. You know what? Very good player. Already an international for Wales, of course. Looking forward to seeing him play for Man United very, very soon. He will be. A lot of these young players will be breaking into the team very soon. I'm pretty sure of that, of course. My bro. No manager knows if a player will have a bad game. We comment in hindsight. Absolutely. Whereas Amorim makes the selection based on what he believes, but the performance during the game, I'm not sure what we want. At the end of the day, look, guys, you know what? Football is not as simple as some people think. As you said, Irfan, everyone is a genius in hindsight. Everyone. I actually like to analyze the game, and I like to look at the game, and I did see good things from some players. I did. But the problem with Man United at the moment is that we're too open. We let teams play. We let teams come on us, which is a problem. Man United need to get the ascendancy. Now, look, we can blame fatigue. Obviously, Ruben Amorim said there that Mainu was tired. This is why Mainu came off. He was tired. Let's not forget that these players only a few days ago played an extra time with 10 men against Arsenal, right? So at the end of the day, we have to remember that. Went all the way to penalty shooters. We have to remember these little fine details. The only issue I'm having is that we let Southampton play too much. We let them dictate the game, which we shouldn't be doing. We should be pressing. I believe our midfield is too open. I think we have too much coming through the middle. We need to soar that up a little bit, maybe bring Bruno a little bit deeper and play, obviously, Ahmad a little bit forward, something like that, guys. I would do that maybe. But I'm not a genius in that hindsight, am I? At the end of the day, we might have won the game 5-0 yesterday, and we'll be all celebrating like this, yeah, brilliant and stuff like that. At the end of the day, guys, we won the game. We're happy we won the game. We could have easily lost the game. But you know what? A sign of a good team or a potentially good team is a team that plays badly and still wins. You know what I mean? And that's one thing I would say. And we won the game. We could have lost the game pretty easy. But in the second half, the changes from Ruben Amorim, listen, bordering on genius. Absolute genius. It was bordering genius. He changed the game completely. He put the game on its head. He shocked Southampton. Southampton did not know what hit them. They did not know what hit him. Of course, brilliance from Ahmad. Brilliant character from Ahmad. Most important thing, he had character yesterday, and he showed what a potential. Man United have a gem here. Man United have a great player here, guys. Ahmad is going to be a great player for near a decade for Manchester United. Believe you me, he will be a great player. But we still need players in this football club. Amorim still needs his own players. This is one thing I would say. I'm not going to turn my back on certain players. I won't do that. I don't. I critique. That's what I do. I critique. But I will never turn my back on certain players, especially young players. I don't do that because at the end of the day, when we look at the overriding problem yesterday, it was not one player. It was not him. It was not him. It was not him. It was a team. As a team, we didn't play well. From back to front, even Mazraoui, who's been fantastic, didn't play well. We didn't play well. Even Euro didn't play well. We didn't. And that is what happens when you're shoehorning players into certain positions. Ahmad's not a wing back. Let's be real with ourselves, guys. Ahmad's not a wing back, right? That's why the player for Southampton was bombing down that left-hand side at will. Amorim needs to be supported in the transfer market. He needs his players in there, and he needs to be supported, guys. We have to believe this. At the end of the day, he doesn't have his own team in there, and this is what we have to say. Achichi. Xerxes is finding his place real quick. Xerxes behind a prolific striker would be massive. How do you know Erasmus wouldn't play well with him under, because at the end of the day, I look at this team and I don't think any striker would do well at the moment in the formation because they're not used to it. How do you know if he plays with Xerxes, it wouldn't be that, At the end of the day, look, we can't just criticize players and say he's not good enough. Guys, you've got to calm down a little bit. You know what I mean? Players are young. When young players are young, they notoriously are inconsistent, right? And take that from a guy 40 years watching football, guys. 40 years, right? In 1986, I was sitting there with my dad watching the 1986 World Cup, watching Maradona. You know what I mean? So I've seen a lot of football in my life, and I know that not everything is black and white. Not everything is like that. Oh, he's crap. He's crap. That's why he has the top 5% conversion rate in Europe. So what will happen if we did get him the ball? I know that Rasmus has to do more off the ball, but he's young. You know, he needs someone to nurture him as well. You know, so does Xerxes. Guys, Xerxes was good when he came on, but he wasn't amazing. Let's stop overrating this. All right? He wasn't unbelievable, guys. It was like he did well. He did okay. All right? He did okay, but he didn't absolutely play a blinder. Oh my good, did you see that? He lost the ball a few times. In general, what we have to do is stop narrowing down problems to one small little pocket, right? And we need to open up these problems, say, these are the problems of Man United right now, and these are the problems that need to be addressed. It's not just this. It's not just this. It's not that just. It's a collective that is a problem. Man United didn't play badly yesterday because of Garnacho, because of Rasmus. It was a collective team effort from front to back. We are imbalanced. As a team, we are imbalanced. We don't have a left wing back. We don't have a right wing back. We are imbalanced. And until we sort out this problem, we're going to continue getting poor results because we are shoehorning players into certain positions, hoping it comes well. Fingers crossed, that's what we're doing at the end of the day. And we can't be blaming youth players. We can't be blaming young players and stuff like that, guys, at the end of the day. You know, I've seen players play badly. I've seen young players come through and be doubted, and I've seen these players do well. You know what I mean? I've seen it with my own eyes. Big up, Grail. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Morning, Sal. Hope you're well, brother. Great performance from Ahmed, but just pampering over the cracks. A very poor performance. Great assist from Ericsson for the second goal. Absolutely great assist from Ericsson. Brilliant from Ericsson, Grail. Absolutely. Ericsson. But the thing with Ericsson, I want to see Ericsson play further forward. I don't know about you, but I want to see him play further forward. I want to see him in that position. But the problem with Ericsson is just too slow, in my opinion. I think if he played against Brighton, I think we'll have a problem. I think they'll cut through us pretty easily. He's a good substitute to have, but it was a great, great pass from Ericsson. And that is the sort of thing there's no substitute for a first-time ball. There's no substitute for a first-time cross. It's something that we don't do enough of, you know? We don't do enough first-time crosses. We don't do enough first-time passes. It is a problem that we're having. You know, we're like thinking, get the ball, thinking, where shall I pass it? Where shall I pass it? And then we end up giving the ball away. And that is what we're doing too often. Indecisiveness. We're not believing in ourselves that we can do this. We're gonna go to we're gonna play Southampton, and they're Southampton. We're gonna smash them. I don't see it. You know, the only time I saw it was the last 10 minutes. Are you worried about Mainoo's future? No, Chow. Well, Chow, let me rephrase that. Let me say something. I'm worried about Ineos. Mainoo is a very important player for Man United, right? A generational. The problem with Mainoo is that he's been playing too much football. And when you play young players too much, generally they start, you know, becoming inconsistent. That's what they do. Beckham done it, Butt done it, Scholes done it, Giggs done it. People used to boo Giggs on the terraces. I was there when Giggs was 17, 18 years old. The people used to boo him on the terraces. You know, and this is the thing, you know, this is young players for you. That's what young players would do. 1 minute Man United will lose 5-0. The next minute Man United will win 5-0. You know, and that's what it used to be. You know, and you have to obviously give young players a chance. I believe in Ahmed. I think Ahmed is one of our most important players, but I don't believe we should be relying on him every single game. We need a squad. We need more players. Ruben Amorim needs to be supported by these leeches in the ground. You know what I mean? They need to be supported. He needs to be supported. He needs his players in there because he hasn't got not one player in there, which is his, of course. As much as we love Garnacho, I'm trying to admit that we part ways and use the money for proper players in the system. Anthony is zero. He's 20 years old, Afro Soup. He's 20 years old. He can learn the system. He would have had 3 assists yesterday if Anthony put that ball in the back of the net. Don't listen to the media narrative. Bruno was poor yesterday. No one talks about him, you know? He's the older one. He's the older statement. We're all attacking Garnacho at 20 years old. Guys, man, you haven't been... Like, guys, listen. You know, at the end of the day, if you guys are around in the 90s, you'll be crying. You know what I mean? The things I saw. At the end of the day, you know, you have to understand that he needs to be nurtured. Nurtured. He is 20 years old. He's in top young players in Europe, top 5, right? It was rated, right? He won the Puskas Award, right? He's an Argentinian international, right? He has 13 goals and assists this season, right? And he's 20. What do you want from the lad? He will learn the system. Don't worry about that. He will learn the system. Let's stop attacking the young players here because it doesn't fit your narrative. Let's stop attacking the young players here. It's not about attacking young players on this stream. Absolutely. Xerxes had did more than Hojlund. Rasmus was upsetting me with the constant wrestling with defenders. SLD, what Rasmus needs to do, he needs to simplify his game. What he needs to do, he needs to get involved in the game. I don't think it's a bad shout sending Rasmus on loan. I really don't. But I wouldn't attack him because I was looking at Bruno yesterday and I was looking at Ugarte yesterday, and they weren't brilliant either. And those players are like more experienced, isn't it? You know, so I wouldn't blame it. So I think it's a collective problem within the team. The balance of the team is incorrect. Guys who know football, right? Just because it's a defender doesn't mean it can't affect the attack. You think just because it's a left wing back, you don't think it's going to affect the attack. We are imbalanced, right? We're imbalanced. And until we get the balance of the team right, we're not going to move forward. We're going to carry on having performances like this. We're going to carry on having results like this. And basically what Ruben Amorim was doing yesterday, he was touching on that and mentioning that, of course. That Ahmad miss was diabolical. It was diabolical. An awful miss. An awful miss. And that would have been 3 assists in 3 games for Garnacho, guys. What do you want? But in that position that he supposedly can't play. 3 assists in 3 games. You know, sometimes I honestly think that Man United fans, we do it to ourselves. We're our own worst enemy at the end of the day. We're not looking at the bigger picture. We're looking at singling out people, singling out that person, and say, oh, he was crap, he was rubbish, he affected the whole game. The whole team affected the whole game. You know, that's one thing I would say. Absolutely. The fact that we drew comparisons with Xerxes and Hojlund is dead stupid. Next game, Hojlund does well, and then we go absolutely. Irfan, fickle world of football, isn't it, Irfan? Fickle world of football. At the end of the day, you know what? I said it before. Rasmus Hojlund has the 5%, top 5% conversion rate in Europe, but the bottom 5% of passes into the box. He's not the finished article. He's not, you know, he's 1, isn't he? 21? You know, at the end of the day, come on, guys. You know what I mean? We do need an extra striker. I agree. We need an experienced striker in there. Absolutely, we need an experienced striker in there, but we shouldn't be singling out young players. It seems to me, as soon as I come on the stream, Rasmus, Garnacho, Rasmus, Garnacho, Rasmus. No one played well yesterday. You know, and at the end of the day, I've been talking about until you have a balance into the team, you cannot judge this team until the balance is there. Football is not black and white. Football is not like that. There's angles and different, you know, it's like this. You know what I mean? You have to understand it. In-game management, spot on. Kazi, big up Kazi. In-game management was brilliant. 21, 30 likes, so please smash the likes. Thank you so much, Gray. Absolutely. Don't forget to smash the likes, guys. Really helps with the stream and algorithms and stuff like that. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you. We are going to suffer. This clearly tells that Amorim, like all others before him, the problem is deeper than what it appears. Until it is addressed, we will be inconsistent. Irfan. And this is exactly what I'm saying. Some people seem to forget. You know, some people forget that what Amorim said. He said, we're going to suffer. We will suffer. This isn't his team. We will suffer. There will be poor performances. There will be losses in this season. There will be more. But it's up to us to be strong. Only the fittest survive in this. You want to be successful, you're going to have to feel the pain. You want to see the rainbow, you're going to have to feel the rain. And that is what it is. But some people are fair weather fans. They just want it now. Oh, he's bad. He's not good. He's bad. He's not good. Not looking at, you know what I can say to Garnacho, star boy, top 5 star boy in Europe, world football, Puskas Award, Argentinian international. It's no mean feat to become an Argentinian international, world champions, by the way. 13 goals and assists this season, 20 years old. What do you want? Do you want him to score hat-tricks every single game? Everyone is different. Same with Rasmus Hojlund. He's having a bad time now. Rasmus Hojlund is having a bad time. But us as fans, we shouldn't jump on the young player. We shouldn't jump on young player just because they had a bad time. Look at the more experienced players. If you want to jump on a player, look at the more experienced players and look at what they're doing in the game. Are they influencing the game? They're the ones with the experience at the end of the day. You know, let's not jump on the young players too much, guys. Let's be more, you know what, more calm in regards to that, because we're just going to destroy these players. Because I guarantee you, if Ahmad didn't score that hat-trick yesterday, we would be jumping on Ahmad because he had such a diabolical performance up until the 80th minute. If he didn't score those goals, we'd be like, Ahmad this, Ahmad that, Ahmad that. We got to calm down a little bit. That's what I would say at the end of the day. It will take a few seasons, even with the new team. Probably is going to get the players to like each other, make them believe, get the team consistent. Klopp, Pep, and Gole took a very long while. I actually think, Irfan, it's going to be quick. I think next season we'll be all right. I think we'll be in the top 4 next season. Irfan, quote me. You know what I mean? I might be wrong, but you know what? You can click me on this. I actually believe that we will do well next season. I think Man United will challenge next season, if I'm being honest. 3-5-2 requires intelligent, strong, and fast centre backs. Our players need to understand the system, and it takes time, Irfan. Absolutely, it does. Absolutely. What I honestly admire about that, absolutely. Big up, Irfan. By the way, I was worried for your confidence that Salamina winger was tricky and fast, and this is the problem. SLD. Why was he getting so much space? Why? Because Ahmad is not a right wing back. Ahmad is not a right wing back. We can put anyone in right back wing back. It's like putting Beckham on a right wing back. That's not his position. Ahmad is not a right wing back. He's an attacker. We need wing backs. We need a left wing back. We need a right wing back. At the moment, we're shoehorning players into positions that it's not their it's not their natural position. It's not their natural position. We need to play players in their correct positions. And then when we do that, then we can have a fair assessment of what's going on in the game, of course. Big up, listen, what's going on, my friend? I'll be doing well. We need Salamina, Kamada, and Taladin. Hope we go for them. Listen, look. Let's calm down here. All right? Every time we see a player do well, even though Southampton are bottom of the league, every time we see a player do well, we're like, we need to get him. We need to get him. If Garnacho, if Rasmus were playing for Southampton, they will be balling. I tell you why. The shirt of Manchester United is very heavy, right? It's very heavy. And when you play for Man United, it's not like playing for Southampton. It's not like playing for Nottingham Forest. It's a different animal. And the pressure is up here, right? So, if, you know, we could praise, Tyler Diblin's already on Man United's radar. But in regards to Kamal Dean, a road runner, in my opinion, right? Why are we praising these players so highly, you know, when they've been doing crap all season? They're bottom of the league. You know, let's just calm down and let's trust our players. Let's try and see how we can make these players, how much potential these players have. Yes. Ruben Amorim's signings, but God blimey, we won't get far with Kamal Dean and Tyler Dibling at the moment. We need much more than that at the end of the day, in my opinion, guys, in my opinion. What I admire about the current squad, Amorim substitutions are ridiculously good. He shifts players in positions we never saw them playing in. Absolutely, Irfan, spot on. Improves on how simple football is. Absolutely, Irfan. It's not complicated, is it? Football's not complicated. People think because you're a winger, you can't be developed into a attacker. Ryan Giggs was a winger, moved into centre midfield. Pirlo, was a winger, moved into centre midfield. Henry was a striker, was a winger, moved as a striker. Became the greatest striker of all time, one of them in the Premier League, you know, and you know, that is what we're talking about, Irfan, isn't it? You know, at the end of the day, that is what football is. My brother, you have to be proactive and stop reactive. People are being reactive in this thing. Proactive is exactly what we're talking about. You have to be proactive, Sonny. You have to be proactive. You have to be reactive. You have to be both at the end of the day. You have to react to what we are, and I have not reacted to anything. Good to see you back, Sonny, by the way. You know, at the end of the day, I speak the gospel. People in this chat speak the gospel, and that's what it is at the end. I don't quite know what you mean by that. This is what people are saying now. You can see we are looking for how to say that we cannot sell him. Good morning. Good morning. No. If you understand Man United, you wouldn't say that. Because at the end of the day, he's 20 years old. If Garnacho was playing for Brighton, if Garnacho was playing for Napoli, he would be over 80 million. 75, 80 million. He's not 50 million. If we get a bid for 80 million, we might have to consider it. But we don't sell our youth players at Man United, Sonny. You know? You can't tell me about being proactive and reactive at 40 years in the game, mate. I work in football, right? And at the end of the day, you know, you can't tell me that, oh, we're not being proactive. At the end of the day, you can be overreactive too. You can be overzealous as well. You can be over pessimistic as well. You can be, you know what, overly reacting to what's going on the pitch. You can criticize players too much. Now you want to tell players that 20 years old, you know, in our team. You've got a picture there on your screen. Youth, courage, success. Nicky Butt, Paul Scholes, David Beckham, Ryan Giggs weren't the finished article when they broke through at 20 years old. Beckham was on loan at Preston North End. You've got to be calm. You don't be over like trigger happy. You can't be trigger happy in this game. They're not the problem. The team was the problem yesterday. We look at things, right? We look at things and we look at Garnacho should have had an assist yesterday. 3 in 3 games. So what's that? What do you want him to do? 13 assists and goals this season. Puskas award winner. What do you want? At the end of the day, who are you going to replace him with? Madness, these people. Madness at the end of the day. Nothing's changed at the end of the day, of course, guys. Nothing has changed. Irfan. Amorim keep mentioning that him not being able to have proper training sessions in between games limits his ability to get the team to consistently by drilling them to adapt to his philosophy. Absolutely. SLD, what's happening with Mount? I thought it was a serious injury. It wasn't a serious injury. He had a pelvis injury, SLD. He had a pelvis injury. And with a pelvis injury, you know what? That can create knock-on injuries. But these are the players, right? Not your Garnachos. You know, not your Armads, not your Mainus. These are the players we need to be looking at selling. We ain't even sold Rashford yet. We're going to loan him. We should be concentrating on selling Casemiro, Rashford, Shaw, Malacia, before we even think about Garnacho and Mainu and players who are always ready for this team, are always ready to play. You know what I mean? This is the thing. Enzo at Chelsea is a perfect fit. He has a good ball retention and distribution. Reminds me of Scholes. Casse has a similar qualities, but Dies not have a stamina anymore. Our recruitment failed us. I agree, brother. I agree, Fan. They have failed us. I played wing back for 1 season. I'm normally a winger, and it's really tough position. You have to be so fit and quick to run up and down. Yeah, and SLD. I was a defender. I was a defender. And the thing is like, doesn't it nullify your game as well? Doesn't it take away, if you're an attacker, wouldn't it take away part of your attacking game? Because you have to track back, you have to feed, you have to go forward, you have to track back again. It's hard, isn't it? You know, this is why these players at Southampton look so great, you know, because, you know, we were going forward on a wing back position, creating spaces at the back. So all Southampton need to do was hit that ball over the top, get it to the player on the wing. He's quick. He's gonna roast them. And that is where it takes time to master this formation, because this formation is a very difficult formation to play. You know, at the end of the day, it's a very difficult formation to play. And what we have to say is that, you know what, it's going to take, we need wing backs. We need a right wing back. We need a left wing back. Proper one. You know, who can run up and down. I mean, like Frimpong, Alphonso Davies. You know, those sort of players. Brilliant players. Go forward, come back, go forward, come back. That's what we need to do, of course. Rashford's influence in the club was massive. One can only see how it affected the previous managers, where they were forced to play him, irrespective of his form and attitude. Amorim is keeping him at bay. Absolutely. But isn't that great, Irfan? No one is bigger than the club. No one is bigger than the club. Isn't that fantastic? You know what I mean? Brilliant from Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim has been an example. I tell you. You know, he's been an absolute gem. You know, what he's done, what he's had to contend with in this short space that he's been at Man United, this short time he's been at Man United. Let's not forget, it's only a couple of months. This short time he's been at Man United, he's been brilliant. You know what I mean? And this is the thing. UK Rap, big up my friend, big up, of course. Dean, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing it. Garnacho's an 80 million player all day. Thank you, Dean. Big up, Dean. At the end of the day, Dean, look, you know what? If Garnacho was playing for Napoli, if he was playing for Brighton, Mason Mount went for 55 million. You know what I mean? There you go. Do you know what I mean? Come on, guys. You know, at the end of the day, look, you know what? He's a guy who won the Puskas Award, who was the top 5 young players in Europe, who has 13 goals and assists this season, 20 years old. One of our better players, scored in an FA Cup final. Let's not forget that. Won us the FA Cup final, set the game up for us. 50 million. 20 years old. Who are we? Leyton Orient. Where are we? Where are we in regards to our valuation? Like we don't really, we're not there, are we, in regards to how much we should be valuing these players? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. The problem is, right, we had a couple of clowns online outside Old Trafford who belonged to a certain circle, who slandered and targeted Garnacho, right? They slandered and targeted Garnacho. It's affected Garnacho big time. You can tell, right? And I've spoken to Garnacho on Instagram, by the way, and it has, right? And I'm going to keep that between me and him. It affected him. And the thing is, you know what? We're jumping on him and acting like he's the one. He's the problem. He's the problem. If it's not him, Rasmus is the problem. You know what? I could understand Rasmus, even though Rasmus is a young player, right? There's certain things that Rasmus is not doing right. But Garnacho is there every single week, guys. He's going to nurture this place. We've been relying on Garnacho over the last 2 years. Relying on him. We've been relying on Garnacho. You think a rubbish player can score that goal against Everton? One of the greatest goals I've ever seen. It's only Xerxes that played well. He played okay. Football IQ is so important. Even breathing techniques, positioning, and studying your opponents is key. Absolutely. Absolutely. Goals for George. Mourinho must have told Amorim to get rid of Rashford before he buries him in the second half season like previous managers. Napoli penny pinches is so funny considering how they operate. Goals for George, you're spot on, brother. You're spot on, mate. No, we shouldn't be accepting little money for young players who are going to kill it in Italy. You know that Garnacho is going to go to Italy and absolutely murder it. You know that he's going to do that. He's going to be brilliant in Italy. He's going to be fantastic in Italy. You know what he's going to do. And then we're going to be saying a few months down the line, maybe it was a mistake getting rid of Garnacho, you know. Rasmus Hojlund can't play well. He played for Man United standard for me. I know you don't like Rasmus Hojlund, Uchicha, but you need to understand his age and the responsibility that's been put on his shoulders at such a young age as a striker for Man United. The only striker at Man United, by the way, number 10, right? Number 9. So at the end of the day, you have to calm down on slandering one player. I know you don't like the player, but that's not how successful football works in life in general. It's not how successful works. You know what I mean? You want to be successful. Trust me. You need to look at things from a bird's eye point of view, from all angles, not just Rasmus, Garnacho, Rasmus, Garnacho, Rasmus, Garnacho, Rasmus, Garnacho. Come on. There's much more experienced people in that team that are worse. Calm down. Garnacho won a Copa America at 30 million price. Mad, isn't it, SLD? Xerxes was amazing. He lost the ball. He lost the ball about 5 or 6 times, Bello. He played okay. Do you know what amazing performance is? We're over exaggerating it because people don't like Garnacho. People don't like Rasmus. That's why. You're overreacting because you don't like Rasmus. Xerxes played okay. He done okay when he came on. Amazing. Did he score a hat-trick? He lost the ball 5 or 6 times. Calm down. This is the problem in the Man United fan base. We naive. We're naive. We're ignorant to the real problems in the football team, in the squad. It's a collective. Trust me. If you want to support my club, who I've been supporting for 40 years, understand it. Understand football. Learn about it. Study it. Read it. You know what I mean? Have you played football in top level? I know football is on top level. It's not that easy. I wouldn't say amazing. I mean, people are just doing that. People are saying amazing because they don't like Rasmus Hojlund, and it's another stick to beat them with. They just want to beat Rasmus Hojlund up. So have a great day. What a great stream as usual. You're the best, bro. Thank you so much, brother. So are you, fan. I'm with you at Amorim's next season. We'll be much better. We'll have a preseason and fresh ideas. Absolutely. Thank you so much, fan. You legend, by the way. Thank you so much, brother. Have a fantastic day, by the way. Make sure you have a fantastic day, bruv. And a great weekend if we don't speak. United may compromise with 50 million and 34 is sell-on clause. I have a doubt 70, 80 million for sale. Yeah. But at the end of the day, are you pleased with that? When we still have Anthony, when we still have Malacia, when we still have Shaw, when we still have Mount, when we still have Rashford, when we still have Casemiro, are you pleased with us selling Garnacho? Penny pinching, Ineos, penny pinchers, you know? It doesn't bode well, does it? Since when did we become a selling club? Selling our youngster. I'm not saying that Garnacho should be playing every game. He should be on the bench. I think that. But I think he's going to be a great player in years to come. But you know what? It's just prime Glazonomics, isn't it? It's what we have at the moment is prime Glazonomics, and this is the one thing that needs to stop, of course. There's no point doing that, Sanjay. There's no point. It's no point because that means deep down he's going to be a good. We need to get rid of some of the players that are being on 300,000 a week sitting at home. You know what I mean? That's what we need to do. The team started yesterday has to be one of the youngest Premier League teams recently. Surprised Sky didn't pick up on that. Yeah, absolutely, Dean. Absolutely spot on. Bruno, Onana and the rest are pretty young. Absolutely, Dean. If that was Arsenal, if that was Liverpool, if that was Man City, people saying, oh, what a young team Man United have out there. It is a young team, remember? Do you know what I mean? And people expect certain players to be the finished article, you know, and this is the problem. You know, we're never going to get anywhere like that. You know, I hate throwing the book at people, you know, but I've seen a lot of football and I know that selling Garnacho will be a mistake. I know that, you know, I'm not saying about Rasmus Hojlund, but at the end of the day, I understand Rasmus Hojlund's situation. You know, I don't just throw young players under the bus because I know there's a multitude of technicalities that involved in what goes on around the football team, not just one player. You know, it is more than one player. It is more. It is a collective. It is a collective. People have this narrative about a player, right? Forgetting who assisted the goal for Bruno the other day, Garnacho. You know, at the end of the day, look, what people do, right, is like they have their idea about a player. They have their idea about the player. They don't like the player, right? They don't like the player. So what they do, as soon as they have a bad game, it's his fault. It's his fault. I don't particularly think Garnacho had a bad game. I don't particularly think Rasmus had a very poor game. But you know what? He's young. Young players are inconsistent. Big up, Darren, my friend. Big up, my friend. Sky Sports were probably rubbing their hands with the result. Absolutely. Of course they were. Sky Sports hate us, guys. Sky Sports hate us. Guys, let me just read some quotes out for you, and I'm going to give you my player ratings as well. In regards to the player ratings, guys, this was my the player ratings on my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everything. This was the player ratings from yesterday. Onana got a 7.5. Licha Martinez got a 6 for me. A little bit disappointed for Licha yesterday. 6.5 for De Ligt. Yoro got a 5.5 for me. Poor game for him. Not his fault, though. Was left exposed a little bit. Mazraoui got a 6 for me. Mainu got a 5.5. Looked tired for me. Looked very tired. Ugarte was decent. 6.8. Well. What can we say about Ahmad? Nearly a 9. 8.7. That is how we rated him. Nearly a 9, guys. Wow. Fernandez got a 5.1. Was not good yesterday. Went missing again, unfortunately. Garnacho got a 6.0, and Rasmus Hojlund got a 4.7. Not great, but you know what? He's a young player, and we have to obviously, keep nurturing him and try and support him, guys. Support him. That's what I say. In regards to the sub, Anthony got a 6.5. They're decent when he came on. Not great. Missed an open goal. Would have been more, but missed an open goal. Xerxes got a 7. Collier got a 6.5. Did decent. No one's talking about Collier, by the way. A great cameo when he came on, of course. Ericsson a 6.7. Great pass from Ericsson. Set up the goal. The second goal. Maguire got a 6. Came on pretty late. So, you know what? I can't say much about that. In regards to the man of the match, there's only one man in the match, and that is Ahmad. Ahmad with 8.7 was the Stretford Post man of the match, guys. Absolutely brilliant. Won us the game. That's what we want, guys. That's what we want from our players at the end of the day. Absolutely brilliant. In regards to Ruben Amorim, he got a 7. The reason he got a 7 is because he's in-game management. He changed the game and ultimately won the game for Manchester United, guys. And that is the most important thing for a manager. Our managers are judged by their decisions. Managers are judged by the decisions. And when they make the right decisions, I'm going to call it out. I'm going to say he done good. The boy done good. He done good, guys. So at the end of the day, we have to give him the benefit of the doubt. In regards to some quotes, Matthias de Ligt has been speaking. He says, it's not always the team that plays the best that wins. Even if I think we had a few moments today in the first half, they pressed high. They won all the duels. It was difficult for us. Fortunately for us, they started to tire towards the end, and we were able to take advantage of that. Very, very true, guys. Very true. And we need to learn from that. The most important thing is we need to learn from that, of course. It is still early days for the team to develop. Absolutely. What we saw in the last few games was the team spirit. It's never easy to turn a game around, and I'm happy with that we won today. With what that we did today. We know we have to do better, but the 3 points are most important. From Matthias de Ligt, absolutely. Ruben Amorim was speaking in regards to Ahmad. He said nothing. He was to rest, eat well. We need him on Sunday. He did a very good job, but he has to focus on the next game because this one is already in the past. Absolutely, guys. That is what it is all about. Thinking ahead, and that is what I like about Ruben Amorim. We're thinking ahead, of course. He is very important at the moment. He signed a new contract. He is full of confidence. That's why we need, especially in this period. Matthias de Ligt on Ahmad. And you know what? Ahmad's very popular at the moment. Ahmad is coming across as a leader, don't you think? He comes across as a kind of captain sort of person. Ruben Amorim said, if we look at all the opportunities, I think we deserve to win. But there is a lot to improve. Of course, guys, it was a poor performance. We're not sugarcoating that. It was a poor performance. And what we need to do is obviously address this and make sure it doesn't happen in the next game, of course. We will continue to do our job. It's difficult. It's a difficult time. The result was the most important thing today. I know the fans want to see much better football than this, but we need time. As I said, on the first day, you have to win games. You have to win games to gain time. Exactly. The most important thing at the moment, guys, is for Manchester United to win football matches. That is what's most important right now. Forget everything else. That is what's most important. I had 5 minutes to talk about different things. The result helped the conversations. I know the fans want to see much better football than this, but we need time. I agree. Ruben Amorim said, playing in this stadium, we lost the last 3 games here. The pressure is different. We try to press the opponent in the build-up and you can feel the difficulty. Then the link between the lines and create us a lot of problems. It's going to take time, guys, and we have to be very, very patient to this. We do. Christian, in regards to Christian Eriksen, more opportunities for Christian Eriksen after the pass. It depends on the player, his work. So there you go, about training. He has the ability to make that kind of pass. We need all the players to win matches. 10 or 90 minutes, all the players are important. Absolutely. And we need him, obviously, for future games. And we need him, obviously, to come on as a substitute and make a difference. We have difficulties to press high in the moment. This team is not used to doing that, and that seems like a lack of enthusiasm. Ngate is late, Kobe Mainu is late, Bruno is going outside, and the ball is inside. Then you in transition, and Euro cannot catch the guy. It's small things, and then we get nervous without the ball. Exactly. Spot on. That is football. That is football. It's a domino effect at the end of the day. When something happens bad, it's a domino effect at the end of the day. Ruben Amorim, it's different. It's a different system, so completely different to what they are used to doing. The profile you can understand is sometimes not the right ones, but we have to improve players. We know the situation of the club. We have to continue. So there you go, guys. Square pegs in round holes. I want to be fair with my players. Today was not the lack of enthusiasm. It was a lack of speed and sometimes lack of control of the game. Absolutely. In regards to Ahmed, he played well, but I know he can improve even better. He needs to continue and keep getting better. Absolutely, guys. Those were the quotes yesterday from De Ligt and Ruben Amorim, guys. We move on. We move on to Sunday, which will be, of course, a much more difficult game going forward, of course, guys. Absolutely, much more difficult game, of course. And Ahmed smashed that goal at Anfield. Big up Ahmed, by the way. A future of Manchester United, and that's what we're about. The future. We don't sell our future. Goals for George. The issue with Rasmus is that he does not pass the eye test out. Do you know that he looks worse live in the... yeah, I've been there, mate. He always looks clumsy on the ball and he can't read. I mean, then Man United need to do something, Goals for George. Maybe Man United need to loan him out. What do you think? Maybe Man United should do like a loan in the Premier League. Man United, maybe he needs that to experience, you know? But I'm not going to completely slate the player. I'm not going to completely shut down the player because I dislike him, you know, like some people do. What we have to do is like understand that he was our top scorer last season. Okay? And he has potential. So let's not jump on him. Let's not destroy the player, what I'm saying. You know, because Man United fan base have a habit of destroying players. You know, they're doing it with Garnacho now. You know, at the end of the day. And how do you expect them to improve when they got 76,000 people jumping on someone's back? You know, it's bad. Polio was good, worked hard, brilliant. Put a lot of energy into the team as well, of course, a lot of energy. Beginning of the season, there was an attitude being shown at Manu, Garnacho and Rasmus feeling that like they've made it at United. Now enters Amorim and they're fighting for their futures. Humble settings. Big up to Goals for George. Thank you, Goals for George, as usual. Guys, thank you, everyone. Whether we agree or not, it is a passionate... This is passionate, guys. We are passionate about our football club. And we all have the answers. You know, we're all geniuses in hindsight. You know, but at the end of the day, what we need to understand is that, you know, we have to be a little bit more patient in regards to what happens with Manchester United. Right? You can be proactive. You can be proactive. But you can also be foolish in your opinions. And you can also destroy players, young players that have potential. Let's not destroy our own players and start talking about Southampton players that we should sign, even though they're bottom of the league. Let's be calm. We've not lost in 3 games. Brighton's a big test. We beat Brighton. We're not lost in 4. We beat Rangers. We're not lost in 5. Football can change. It has a funny way of showing you up, doesn't it, football? Guys, thank you so much for joining me. Big love to you all. Nothing personal. It's all love. We carry on, guys. Bring on Sunday. Glory, glory, Man United. I'll see you later for Chatterbox. Have a good day, guys, and take it easy. Peace.